From Latin and grammar to the spoken word, language teaching until the 1970s evolved from the mental discipline of reading to the importance of phonics and pronunciation, oral interaction, vocabulary, and grammar. The structural linguistics approach of audiolingualism, with its focus on grammar, brought us past World War II and into the modern age of language teaching. It was designed as a teacher-dominated series of dialogues and drills with a behavioral approach to learning and dominated as a teaching methodology of choice through the early 1970s.
This is Total Physical Response. It was created by James Asher in 1977. He believes that first language acquisition is the same as second language acquisition, and that listening comes before speaking. So most of these drills are action-based drills. Okay. Look for your toothbrush. Brush your teeth. Take out your toothbrush. Put your toothbrush in your book. Where is your toothbrush? Okay, now ask me questions.
Miss Teacher, pick up your toothbrush.
Brush your teeth.
Learning to communicate with competence is the focus of the communicative language teaching theory. Developed in the late 1970s, this theory is based on being competent in 4 different areas: grammatical, sociolinguistic, discourse, and strategic. This method is designed to reflect the particular needs of the learners and is highly interactive. The key principles of CLT are that learners learn a language through using it to communicate in authentic and meaningful ways. Fluency is an important dimension. Communication involves integrating different language skills, and learning is a socially constructed process and includes trial and error. CLT continues to be a strong influence in other teaching approaches that consider communicating a key to language teaching. Cooperative language learning is an idea started by John Dewey and became popularized in the 1970s. Cooperative language learning is meant to create a favorable environment for natural second language acquisition to occur between learners in a variety of settings.
The music you just heard is an integral part of the Suggestopedia method. The music puts these students' minds in a passive state, allowing them to be in an optimum state for learning a new language. Suggestopedia was started in the 1970s by Georgi Lozanov. The colorful decorations and comfortable furniture allow for a positive environment for students to learn. This method stresses that everything be positive and the students have the best experience possible. Students' minds are to be in a childlike state, while the teacher takes on the role of a parent. The teacher is in control and has all authority in the classroom. As you can see, these students are completely relaxed and ready to learn a new language.
Neurolinguistic programming was developed in the 1970s by John Grindler and Richard Bandler for therapy use and is best known as a collection of techniques, patterns, and strategies for assisting effective communication, personal growth and change, and learning. It is based on a series of underlying assumptions about how the mind works and how people act and interact. Neurolinguistic programming refers to the study of pattern brain functions in regard to communication and the senses.
In my opinion, silence is considered the best vehicle for learning, because in silence, students concentrate on the task to be accomplished and the potential means to its accomplishment. Repetition, as opposed to silence, consumes time and encourages the scattered mind to remain scattered. Silence, as avoidance of repetition, is thus an aid to alertness concentration, and mental organization. Therefore, teachers, I, Caleb Cutno, would like to ask you to be quiet.
The term whole language was created in the 1980s by a group of U.S. educators concerned with the teaching of language arts, that is, reading and writing in the native language. Authentic, personalized, self-directive, collaborative, and pluralistic, whole language learning is socially constructed and focuses on experiences and activities that are relevant to students' lives. Competency-based language teaching implements real-world tasks for language learning and focuses on outputs of learning. This method emerged in the late 1970s, early 1980s. These tasks assist language learners with survival in their new environment. The natural approach was started in 1977 by Tracy Terrell, who collaborated with Stephen Krashen to develop this approach. It focuses on the learner's affective filter, which includes 3 variables. These are motivation, self-confidence, and anxiety. Task-based language teaching refers to an approach based on the use of task as the core unit of planning and instruction in language teaching. Some of its proponents present it as a logical development of communicative language teaching, since it draws on several principles that formed part of the communicative language teaching movement from the 1980s. For example, activities are included that involve real communication, and in which language is used for carrying out meaningful tasks. Finally, task-based language teaching involves language that is meaningful to the learner and supports the learning process. Multiple intelligences emerged in the 1990s and refers to a learner-based philosophy that characterizes human intelligence as having multiple dimensions that must be acknowledged and developed in education. Multiple intelligences is based on the work of Howard Gardner of the Harvard Graduate School of Education. Gardner notes that traditional IQ tests measure only logic and language, yet the brain has other equally important types of intelligence. He also claims that his view of intelligence is culture-free and avoids the conceptual narrowness usually associated with traditional models of intelligence. His 8 intelligences include linguistic, logical and mathematical, spatial, musical, bodily and kinesthetic, interpersonal, intrapersonal, and naturalistic.
In the 1990s, Michael Lewis popularized the lexical approach. It's based on the idea that the lexis, which are words or word combinations, are the building blocks of language and that they're more important than grammar or forms. The role of the teacher is to help the student become an independent learner. The students do most of their work on computer-based corpuses comparing and contrasting words. Do you see the difference there? Oh, yeah.
In today's world, English is a global language and is used worldwide for several purposes. English connects and enables people across the world to communicate and share ideas. The role of language teaching has evolved to meet the ever-changing needs of the teacher, the learner, and the environment. On this journey down language lane, we have introduced the ever-changing language teaching strategies and some of their main components. We hope the future in research will continue to positively affect the classroom, teachers, and most importantly, the learners.
1, 2, 3, 4. Can I have a little more? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I love you. A, B, C, D. Can I bring my friend a T? E, F, G, H, I, J. I love you. Bum, 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 ba, bum. Sail the ship. Bum, ba, bum. Chop the tree. Bum, ba, bum. Skip the rope. Bum, ba, bum. Look at me. together now.
All together now.
All together now. Black, white, green, red. Is it time to go to bed? Pink, brown, yellow, orange, and blue. I love you.
All together now.
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 All together now. Bum 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 bum.
Sail the ship.
Bum bum bum.
Chop the tree.
Bum bum bum.
Skip the rope.
Bum bum bum. Look at me.
All together now.
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 All together now.